before beginning, wow, spell bitter.
For some reason, the page just like crashed and I had to reload.
Well, if you're watching in Discord, you don't need to watch the actual stream page.
I like doing it so that I can read the chat, I guess.
You could pop it out or whatever. I could actually, well, that probably wouldn't come through very clear if I did it that way. Right, well. Right. Get this here. We will give this a few moments for people to show up.
Alrighty. I have popped out the chat.
It's a professional stream alert going on right now. I think I set up everything correctly. I got the name and the thing. Hello, Rogerio Alves. Pull it back up. All right. Oh, hello there, Wascom. We are, first things first, I have Metroid Nerd here with me, who made the hack.
Oh?
And he tells me he made a demo. So we're going to actually take a look at it.
It's not very good.
No, but most
to keep the
don't
game
have
from
a-
crashing.
Most
'cause if-
hacks don't have custom demos.
If the game ran with the vanilla demos, I think it crashes on multiple occasions.
It's a sign of quality. So we shall see what this is.
Just one of the cycles where it doesn't work, and I think the second time it plays, it will work. You just keep waiting, and then it'll play again, and it'll hopefully work.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
No cat Wascom. It's comfortably sleeping. Two of them are. I don't know where the third is. Alright. We'll see if it does a thing this time.
Actually works because it Samus hits one more zoomer, so the door unlocks.
Oh my goodness. He called it a zoomer. Stream over. It's a gamer. Oh my goodness.
Blue, I call it a zoomer. If it's red, I call it a gamer.
It's a gamer. Anyway. This is Super Metroid Pit of 100 Trials. This is based off of the Pit of 100 Trials in the 1,000-Year Door. One of 3 good RPGs.
Super Paper Mario.
Just Paper Mario. It's not Super Paper Mario. Get your facts right.
It's only in 2 games. It's 5 Paper Mario games.
Yeah, It's Paper Mario. It's not Super Paper Mario. Anyway. There is a Super Paper Mario.
It has a bit of 100 trials. It actually has 2 of them.
Talking to a nerd.
Can I say it's my favorite Paper Mario game?
Yes, Sora. Mario is canon. So I'm guessing that the R stands for room up there.
Yes.
For some
Those
reason.
25 of which will be very familiar.
Oh no. Wow, nerd. Okay. Oh, morph and bombs. Where have we seen this before?
It's room layout. Where have you seen this before?
I don't know. This is suspicious, by the way. What?
If you find that suspicious, then you can have a very easy time finding the things that are actually suspicious, because that's not very suspicious.
That is super suspicious. Look
It's
at
not.
this. Plain black tile right behind this solid. That is super.
Pretty
suspicious.
sure that happens in vanilla.
That is super suspicious.
For hiding something, I'd make it more obvious. I make the things that I'm hiding more obvious than that.
Oh, you get a check mark for completing the rooms. I guess block. Interesting. Oh, hey, wait. Suspicious wall. See? Suspicious.
That one's actually suspicious, and that one actually has something.
As far as I know, it's 100 rooms and then Ridley. Oh, already completed that thing. So, you chose not to. Wow, whatever. You chose not to make players defeat every enemy in every room.
At the pushing of my beta testers.
Wow.
To thank them for it. Originally, you did have to defeat every enemy in every room.
I think it sounds like you should have fired your beta testers.
Sound like my brother.
Does he have?
He was. Oh, but he was pushing me to keep the artistic integrity like that by making people kill all the enemies, and I told him that this was the compromise. Some of them were saying that I shouldn't have had any enemy kill requirements at all. I wanted to keep the enemy kill requirements, so we came to the compromise that, okay, rooms will require various amounts of enemies killed. Some rooms do require every enemy. Some rooms require you to kill every enemy, but not every single room.
You should have agreed to lower the enemy kill counts and just done it for the first 2 rooms.
No. Typically, the bigger the room is, the smaller the percentage of enemies you have to kill. If it's like a 1x1 room, chances are you're gonna have to kill all the enemies. If it's like a 6x7 room, you're probably not gonna have to kill nearly as many. They're closer to like 60 or 70% as opposed to 100%. Finding way too many things suspicious.
Look at this fuzzy block, surrounded by these obviously solid tiles. This is suspicious missiles hidden here scenery.
I didn't even know that was there. I just tiled it and forgot about it.
Hack author makes hack doesn't know what he put in it.
I never bat an eye to that. You find it suspicious and think I hid an item there.
I've played a lot of packs. That's a.
I've also played a lot of hacks, but probably not as many as you.
Right, there's a thing in here.
You see how I make things actually suspicious? You should go that things that I make suspicious have much greater hint to them. So those are things you should actually check.
I think you're being silly.
I think you're being over-checking.
No, I'm being thorough.
I think you're being overly thorough.
Nah. That was the most professional damage boost I've ever done. Oh, so when you unlock the door, it makes that like missile hit door noise.
Huh. That was the first indicator. That came long before the checkmark. Checkmark is actually a recent addition, and it took a lot of work on my beta testers, because they're the ones who actually know the ASM stuff. Namely, Dewey 100 and more helped me out a lot with that.
Oh.
And Albert V helped me with the HUD. And I hope I'm not... So, oh yeah, some rando also helped. Cowie JDP. I guess it goes by both names.
Cowie J.
Goes by, yeah, to me with a lot of ASM, so I really didn't do a lot of the ASM. I just, like, most of the stuff I contributed to this hack is, like, the level design and all that, and, like, the ideas. I didn't do a lot of the ASM. But we'll say it improved the hack a lot, so that's why I kept it, and I think it works. It kind of distinguishes this hack from a lot of others, because it's all new. It's a lot of new ASM stuff that only really fits in this kind of hack. Maybe Temple of the Winds, as Moore was saying, he would try to. He was glad that I released this hack now, planning on releasing Temple of the Winds soon, and didn't want them to release at the same time. Fortunately, YPX released right after this hack and kind of overshadowed it, at least partially.
Oh, it is. So you block people into getting charge beam this time. Did not do in your last one.
Yeah, because I just changed things so that you didn't need charge beam.
So,
because
if this is like to put up 100 trials, like every 10 rooms or so, you get a room like this, kind of just a breather room.
Breather room, you get a major upgrade.
I did not turn Moonfall on after reset. Moonwalk, I should say.
So Guy Average has also already started speedrunning this hack. Beating it in like 40 something minutes.
Really?
I was kind of surprised too. It's like general idea for how long this hack should take is about 90 minutes. Some people are beating it way faster. Some people are taking significantly longer. So
that's way too.
Moids, MST can no longer bash me for making a half hack. Made a full hack.
Well, it's about time.
Since Blue Star is a mini hack, it doesn't really count. This is a full-size hack, kind of. Has a lot fewer rooms.
We'll see. Well,
it has a lot more rooms, a lot fewer rooms than vanilla, but at least they're all different.
Yes, that is good.
There were only 2 rooms that I did from recovery, but I edited them enough that at least they kind of stand on their own.
This wall is suspicious. See, look at the suspicions alert going off, and it's clearly paying off.
That one actually makes more sense.
The others made sense. I think Nerd might have an aneurysm during this.
Hope not. Rather like to be able to commentate throughout this entire thing, so I can actually have commentary over the entire hack, unlike my video I made about the hack where I left my mic muted for the second half. So, like, from room 37 onwards, there was no commentary. I had to cut the recording to fix something. I came back, my mic was muted, and I didn't notice. So I was editing the video. Oh, shoot, I lost an hour of commentary. That's not good.
Stuff like that happens.
Hopefully it won't happen this time. Like my mixture of red and green, pink and green burn star. That wasn't in blue star. Added that in.
I have always found these 2 tile sets to be absolutely terrible to work with, so I never use them.
I don't know if you remember, but there actually was no pink burn star in recovery.
Really?
Complete.
Oh, recovery.
Recovery.
I'm thinking Blue Star, sorry.
I mean, there was no pink in Blue Star. It was all blue. Little bit of purple. So I think I might have just noticed the tiding here, but I might not have. Might have just been because you were going fast.
It's definitely that.
Hope it wasn't a tiding error. I am gonna release a version 1.1 that nerfs Room 99 because a lot of people are still complaining about Room 99.
Suspicions?
Also, version 1.1 I'll release alongside hard mode, which I haven't started working on. Oh. Will you play hard mode when I release it, or are you just gonna stick with the one playthrough? Because I want to make it different enough. It could warrant a second playthrough.
On the hack. So hacks I enjoy get played more than hacks that are just okay.
Are you enjoying this one?
So far, this is not bad. This is a lot like Blue Star, strictly a linear hack.
Yeah.
Which is generally not my favorite thing. I like my explorations. But
hopefully this is enough that it be an exception to the rule. Recovery kind of being an exception to you hating all half hacks, because you didn't hate recovery, you just disliked it because it was a half hack. That's why you gave it 3 orbs instead of 4.
Look, a half hack can never, ever get more than 3 orbs for me. Okay, so my orb, when I rate things on the main site. Oh, that's a big guy. Hello. When I rate the things on the main site, it goes by 1 orb is just bad, 2 orbs is average, and then the 3 above that I use for different levels of quality on top of the average.
Do you notice that there are a lot of hacks that a lot of people rate as 5 orbs and you don't? Like nature, a lot of people rated 5, and I think you gave it 4, or did you give it 3?
I think that I don't remember. How am I giving that one 3?
I remember you gave Hyper 4, even though most people gave it 5. Although you gave Ascent 5.
Hyper, I'm pretty sure I gave 3.
Oh.
Hyper, I am not a fan of Hyper, honestly. Physics changes. It's got one of the dumbest stories ever.
Such a minor point that to
It's
harp
not,
on.
though! Look. It's not minor. Oh, what is this? There's a suspicion up here. Look at this suspicion.
It's a shortcut.
Wow. Go back here, googly eye. Yes, Ace, this is a new hack. This was just released Wednesday.
Wednesday. I didn't have work on Wednesday, and I don't have work today. There is, however, one major difference other than the enemy killing. I don't know if you've noticed, but do you want me to, between like the first 25 rooms of this and Blue Star, you want me to tell you?
Oh, well, I haven't come across Crate yet, but I'm guessing that's room 25.
Yes.
Want
me to say what the big difference is? Like, gameplay-wise.
It's not blue.
That doesn't really affect the gameplay.
I mean, it could. Wow.
I don't know.
Ace, your opinion is actually bad.
I think Hyper's a great hack too. Does that make my opinion bad?
Yes, it does.
This is one of the 2 rooms that I lifted from recovery.
Yes, this
one of
one
the early,
looks very familiar.
except it's flipped on the y-axis. It has different enemies in it. So I think it makes it different enough to warrant it existing.
Okay, I'll just get stabbed. You know what? Why was there a pirate off screen going bzz, bzz, bzz?
Do you notice why you don't have very much health? They've been defeating enemies that normally give pretty good health drops.
I've been getting health drops.
Not very good health drops.
Whose fault's that?
Because I changed them.
So, is that supposed to be part of the challenge? Where did you remove large health pickups?
Large energy drops still exist. It's only more difficult enemies have a chance of giving large energy drops. This will be more apparent in hard mode when I have a lot more enemy variety. Like, I'll probably have palette swap, like, more difficult versions of enemies. I wanted to keep, like, mostly vanilla enemies, except I think the only non-vanilla enemy I use is the wall-climbing green pirate. Other than that, it's mostly vanilla, and I wanted to do a lot more changes like that. Like, to enemy vulnerabilities, to enemy, like, what colors, palettes they have, enemy variety in rooms, and then it'll be more apparent that the stronger enemies will give better drops.
Well, that was worth it. See. So,
Like if there's a room with a bunch of Gimos and a bunch of metal Gimos, I'm calling them so you don't yell at me. Few regular Gimos have like a 50-50 shot to drop a 5 energy, whereas the metal Gimos in this hack have a 100% chance of dropping big energy. Just like that.
So, what was your idea? I guess why did you come to this idea for a hack?
I really like the Pit of 100 Trials in the Paper Mario games, and I thought that that'd be kind of a fun ROM hack. And it's shifted a lot from where it started. It's like there's also another major feature that I didn't really talk about. And that, like, I don't mention it at all on the forum, and a lot of people go through the hack without even noticing it because it doesn't apply to them. So if you get through this entire hack without it coming into play, I'll tell you what it is. So I'll just leave you in suspense.
I would guess it's probably something to do if you don't die.
Well, you'll just have to wait and find out.
Wow, bad. Chat, please tell Nerd to... Wow, Pirate, you are blind and dumb.
I mean, if someone shows up and, like, spills the beans, I'm not gonna yell at them or something. I'm just
Okay, so... The doors don't open up behind me. Is there a way I can get back to these things?
It's for me to know and you to find out.
He has dev exits built into his hack.
Almost to room 25 though, so after that you'll be finding all new rooms that you have never seen before, except for all the ones that I posted on MetCons, like on the Discord in the room of the month.
Except for literally all the rooms.
All of the rooms. There's a point, I think, around the time when I was making the wrecked ship. I was like, I'm posting way too many of these rooms on MetCons. I should probably not do that as much, because that's just kind of spoiling a bunch of the hack.
So, I'm guessing 25 rooms per submap, and they all make a box?
Kind of.
Okay.
It's really simple for Brinstar because it's just a rectangle, but it gets more complicated after that because I just drew the map for this hack on grid paper in about 20 minutes.
Wow.
So...
With the linear hack, maps don't matter quite as much.
Mattered with the implementation of one feature, but we just kind of had, but that feature didn't come until pretty recently. So.
Suspicions?
I was wondering if you were going to see the suspicious spot.
It's another dev exit.
Once the controller drop wasn't because of a reserve tank. Another reason you can't yell, another reason that you won't yell, Another reason that you yelled at me during recovery that you won't do now, because I don't have reserve tanks in the way.
That is definitely preferable.
However, there are 3 reserve tanks. Other people have gone through the hack without finding any of them. So, who knows, you might not even see any of them. I off the top of my head, actually don't even remember. Oh, I remember where I put 2 of them. What the? What? Can't even remember. Like, know where the different items are. Like, if I'm in a room, I can go to where all the items are. I just can't remember which one is the reserve tank.
Oh, he didn't really change his health. Wow. Okay, no check mark above boss rooms. What is this?
It's inconsistent, and also, I didn't really want to bother with it because it's like, you know when you've defeated the boss. The age-old question of what's in that orb is finally answered, and you were correct that it was very soon.
Not on level 30 though. What is this? Floor 30. Oh, a techno in corridor. Ooh. So we have criteria. This is a good tile set to work with. Why do you put crabs in here? Suddenly,
There's crabs with criteria. They are relatively challenging, although they can be annoying.
They are one of the most deadly enemies in the whole game.
That's why you have various suit. If you were doing a low % run of this game, those crabs would kill you in 1 hit. Because you would have 0 energy tanks and you would skip Varia.
Did you increase their damage?
Oh, they always do 120 damage.
That's irrelevant. Never escape your block. What is with these suspicious rooms?
First really big room I made in the hack. And you'll notice it's big. It's one of the few rooms in the game where there are actually multiple items to get.
If it's a reserve tank, I'm going to be very upset.
Not.
This is acceptable.
The energy tank's not acceptable. You're gonna do that every time you run into power bomb blocks?
If I don't have power bombs, yes. What does R mean? That's the room number I'm in.
The 100
Or how many I've
rooms of
passed, I
combat.
guess.
He's
Well,
in room 27 out of 100.
Yeah. Hi, pirate.
You can see this is a big room. Like all the pipes going around.
They're hi. They're fine. Can make it a little difficult to see when falling what's solid and what isn't.
Yes.
Like here, it's these same tiles you're using as solid are suddenly air.
They're surrounded by air tiles, whereas there it's surrounded mostly by solid tiles.
Yes, but
It
still
is. I can see why people can get by it, but
yeah, it's not technically consistent throughout, which
this is
Not
Jesse
the
Mocam.
biggest
This
deal.
is a set of 100 custom hard rooms. Way I think of it, it's kind of like Super Metroid Arcade, but balanced. And so instead of being thrown into like a room in Meridia with no suits and no energy tanks where you just die in 1 hit to a crab, it's like actually balanced with some progression, like rooms that progressively get harder. Though there is kind of a difficulty spike in around room 40.
we shall see.
Then it kind of dies down and the escalates back up before you get to room 100. In Techno, this is room 28 because it's room 28 of rooms that actually matter. Rooms after bosses that give cups don't matter because they're just, it's like they're an extension of the boss room.
Basically, rooms with check marks except bosses.
Yes.
Actually, I should have opened that fallen.
I think this room was actually the room that won me Room of the Month for the first time. Or at least I seem to remember someone made the comment about Tetris blocks. There's an area where like some of the tiles look like Tetris blocks, and they said that I should have made them fall if you wait long enough, which is a bit of a tall order. Is you have to make them POMs or enemies or something, which I don't know how to do.
Suspicious. No, nope. Wow, okay. So I'm guessing a lot of things don't drop missiles either.
Especially supers. A lot of people don't find that energy tank. It's
the suspicions are going off.
not everyone has the same suspicion instinct that you do.
You mean irrational and...
Not everyone's as irrational as you.
Oh, spazers. This is acceptable. Spazer's a good bee. When used... Okay, so I appreciate that you put Spazer in here. And I know this, for linear hack, this works a bit easier. But I like when Spazer is useful. Rather than something like... I'm trying to think of the hack's name. There's a lot of older half hacks that kind of do where you either... You can get ice, a wave, charge, but then plasma, you have to do something ridiculous to get, or you can get Spazer. And I'm like, I don't like that use for Spazer. Spazer's actually really nice when you've gotten early.
Yeah. It's like, it's pretty early in vanilla. If you find it.
Yeah.
It's really, really useful in vanilla because compared to the power beam, it is so much more powerful because much hits a lot more easily and it does a lot more damage.
Yeah. 10 out of 10.
Out of 10. Yeah. Unmorphing in midair.
Kurtarl. This is bit of 100 trials, as it says in the thing.
It's another pretty big room, but it's some fun with this one. It's kind of tedious to work with like the black background tiles, but it's always satisfying to make like a really intricate design. Like make a bunch of interconnected rocks like that.
I also hate this tile set and don't use it.
Select ship part of it or just criteria in general?
This criteria one. The mushroom criteria one is great. This tile set sucks.
This tile set's a lot easier to work with than mushroom criteria, I find though. This tile set is pretty basic. At least it's better than red criteria.
I find this one much harder to work with myself.
It's like a much easier. It's like significantly easier to distinguish between which tiles are meant to be used where. It's easy to connect them into designs that at least make sense. In some ways, it's harder to make it pretty, but it's like it's good to make it functional. Like, sometimes with red brimstone, it's more difficult because there's no clear slope tiles unless you draw them yourself. Like that. Here, there's clear slope tiles, there's clear ways to connect tiles to the slope tiles, there's corner tiles. It's very basic, and it's pretty easy to get into. Even the example that the Super Metroid mod manual uses for explaining how some tiling stuff works. It's just there for aesthetic purposes, though. hope my tiling is improving just in general. Like, hopefully it's better than it was in recovery.
Ooh, there's a cog. That one dropped a big energy.
That's because it's a stronger enemy. Even then, it's a small chance of it dropping energy.
Hi, Crystal. Wow. You see, okay. I am going to continue to disagree with testers who said don't clear out all enemies. Just my personal opinion, but with how linear this is, some exploration could have been had by the player if you had like hidden enemies and secret tunnels and stuff to get to a corridor or something like that.
So it is exploration and finding the items. That's like the main thing.
But those are optional. The enemies aren't. If they're all required. So there's some actual, you have to do something stuff going on.
I mean, this is a combat-based hack. So it's about you being able to react to different combat situations.
Dave, I did not promise one. I said I might be able to do it. And as it turns out, I was not able to do it. You can thank work for that.
How's work been?
Busy. Also, Cuvania, this is a hack. Wow, why haven't you given me Spring Ball yet?
That Spring Ball is later. Do you think this is recovery where I give you Spring Ball in the first 15 minutes?
Spring Ball is great.
It is pretty great.
I also find this is just another opinion of mine. When you have a jump like this, I prefer when like the person making the hack just keeps the water at an even height, so you don't have to time or wait for water to move to get to the right spot, so you can jump out.
I can see that.
So like Axial did a thing by giving you a boost when you jumped out of a liquid, but otherwise just a plain straight height, so it's always consistent no matter what. It's kind of nice. It's a stone gamer.
If you didn't have full energy, you would notice that they give much better drops than regular gamers.
Wow, really?
So
that is solid.
Suspicion has failed you. You missed your first item.
No, I didn't. See, if I had Moonfall, I could moon dance back through this door.
May or may not break the hack. I think I made it so most of the door connections work backwards, even though you're not supposed to be able to go through them. But, like, there was some problems in beta testing where people were able to open doors that led backwards, and some of them did break the hack because they would spawn you out of bounds.
Oh, yeah.
But
Ooh.
I think it's all fixed.
Wow, that would have been a great place to hide a missile down there.
I think that's a rather mean place to hide a missile.
Oh, it's a great
It's a rather mean place to hide the route to a major boss. C factor.
That was just fine. There was nothing wrong with that. See, unlike a hack, is this a perma-stuck if I roll into this? Are you sure? Oh, okay. I trusted you.
It paid off. Did I intentionally deceive you?
I mean, you know, you told me I missed an item. Oh, hey, Edie.
ED would have told me if that was a stuck.
Oh my goodness, you had him tested too. How desperate were you?
Like having more testers.
More testers is good. No, and Edie actually knows stuff, so he can give you the weird things that are broken, unlike a lot of others. Ooh, puzzle.
Having a much better reaction to the puzzle than some other people I've seen play this. Linka did not like this puzzle whatsoever when I watched his stream over the hack.
Well, he's wrong. Not many people use the trippers like that.
Not that many puzzle rooms, but tried to make at least a few.
A few puzzle elements. It's nice to break up the sequence, because otherwise this kind of feels like Metroid 2 with less exploration. I mean, exploration is really not a thing in this hack. I mean, it does help, obviously, you've hidden items and stuff. But doing a little extra stuff, I think, helps overall.
Thing to break up the flow. The puzzles are optional, though.
Wow, those fish are always dropping.
Because fish are pretty tough enemies. Take multiple charge shots even with Spaza.
It's over here.
On with the game music.
Suspicions. Okay. New dev exit.
Oh, a dev exit. That would be a dev exit to the end of the game.
Oh, is that what those are? Those are... I like how you hit those guys in the ground. Clearly an item in here.
Would you have reacted if there was nothing up there?
I'd had to bomb jump to fill in the map.
You might still have to do that. Why are you so focused on filling in the map, though?
Because
it's not like you're coming back to these
You probably
rooms.
have a secret message spelled out. See, there's a big S. You've got Oklahoma up there.
Why would I intentionally make a room look like Oklahoma?
Because it means something. This hack is like secret code.
I hid one Easter egg in this hack. I'm gonna tell you where, though.
Oh, what is this? Huh.
Found one of 2 optional upgrades.
Is Spring Ball the other one?
Yes. High jump like completely breaks some of the rooms in this hack.
Whee. Wow, not this one.
Seriously gonna try to fit in all those ceiling tiles? Please don't.
Why not? Maybe you hid something there. I would have.
I already hid stuff up there. Do you think I'm gonna hide even more?
I mean, you could have. Look, I make hacks. I've been working on one for like 12 years. You might know of it.
Gonna release it for another 12 years. It'll be 30 when you release Fear. That's so strange. Also, I feel like I'm not gonna play it because I will be 30 and I'll probably have like a full-time job and like a family or something. I don't know.
I have
So this is
one of those things.
This is the room that you helped me build.
Oh, with the scroll.
Yes. this is also the room I was like, once I built it, I was like, hey, you should make a smile tutorial about this.
Right. And then I streamed it.
You streamed it.
Right.
And you edited it down. I don't know why I'm talking in a bunch of different voices, but it's kind of fun. I feel like future me is gonna look back through the stream and think about, like, why did I do that? But, you know, it's fun. And I'm probably gonna look back and it's like, why did I reference future me in that stream? I don't know. I do a lot of weird stuff. I watch back a lot of the videos I make. Like, I watch back all the short videos I make, but I don't watch back, like, the 30-minute videos I make. Like me playing through the hacks and stuff. Usually don't watch back through those, but I like watch back through game design analysis videos and all that jazz.
So when I do my game design series and for hacks, you're gonna like and subscribe, right?
Well, I'm already subscribed.
Yeah, but there's the whole like bit. Oh, spikes. This is better.
Like videos times.
Even after all my editing.
Also like videos if I know I'm not going to be able to get back to them later, so I can get back to them later.
Well, this is suspicious. Oh, well, whatever.
This is one example of high jump breaking the room because you could just jump straight up to the top from there.
This would be a good spot to hide a missile. One of these days, you will hide a missile in a good spot like that.
Are all of my other missile spots not good or something?
No, I'm just saying, spikes make a wonderful spot to hide things. Because
In
look,
hyper?
look, you get damaged. Everybody knows that. Therefore, hiding something underneath a fake spike or in a spike or something is great.
Who does that?
I do. Why wouldn't you?
Because that's kind of mean.
No, it's not. If people want to get 100%, they gotta go look. And that just might mean jumping into a pit of spikes.
I mean, you've already failed at 100%.
Well, you know, it was a reserve.
Though you've been looking at everything, you clearly haven't looked at all the right things.
Crap.
For your favorite upgrade.
Wow, Crystal, not even liking it. What's wrong with you? Oh, hey, Dark Shadow. Oh, now we're in wreck ship. Yes. Please, more. Okay, so now this is getting more like it.
The difficulty?
Yes.
There's one crucial thing that a lot of people actually don't notice, but criminals cannot push you off the platform. If you stand on that two-tile wide treadmill, it will not push you into the spikes on its own. It's your own paranoia that's getting you damaged.
That is.
I guess this is the second kind of puzzle room. It's not really much of a puzzle, but it's kind of a puzzle.
It's something.
Thing to keep you on your toes.
If I don't have toes.
And you're probably gonna have some trouble keeping balance when you're walking.
Out of 10. Aha!
Oh, you actually found this one. Not very many people find this one.
Look, suspicions are real.
But
I... Hold on, I need to ban Metroid Nerd from chat. Why would you put that there? Clearly mark your reserve tank so I know to avoid them.
you're the one who just pulled right into it.
What do you mean? I know there's an item there. I'm going to hold against the thing. I want the item.
Yeah, but
until I find out it's a reserve tank.
No, it's almost an energy tank. You know, actually, this hack fixes the biggest problem with reserve tanks.
That they're bad? I don't think so.
Oh, it fixes the fact that your stun timer no longer depletes while the reserve tank is filling up. You won't get hit a second time when the reserve tank is done filling your energy.
Just make it an energy tank.
Then you're gonna have more than 7, and that doesn't work with the HUD.
You know, I'm very disappointed. Chat did not even have to donate for me to collect that one. I feel like that is.
There's 7 energy tanks and there's 3 reserve tanks. So the 7 energy tanks make up a full row. But if you have all the reserve tanks,
you don't need any more energy.
You have 10. Then you have 1,099 energy, or like 10 full energy tanks.
Oh, a bowl. Nice. A pipe. Drop your little poop. There you
go. So do you feel like this is a difficulty spike in a way, kind of?
Yes. Jumping in here was definitely a massive, I would say a pretty massive spike. Which is not a bad thing, because it was very easy before. So this is getting
close to the halfway point.
Wow, really? Really? This was a room? Huh. Oh. I shortened turbo tube. And now there's water.
You approve?
Wow, wow.
I thought it'd that's kind of a neat. I could use that as the divider between the light and the dark correct ship, because kill Phantom at the end, so it's not like you're going back.
For the 100 bits there, hemorrhoids.
You telling you to collect the reserve tank?
No. Actually, I don't know.
Found the end of the room, but you do not have all the enemies killed. Therefore, you must explore.
What if I don't want to?
You can't progress.
Nope. 0 orbs.
Can't do that. I'll give 0 orbs. The lowest you can give is 1, but I hope you're not going to give this hack 1 orb.
Now I can progress, but this room is suspicious.
The room's mere existence is suspicious?
Yes.
It just has suspicious property.
See, if I had spring ball, this would be great right now. So I can spring ball jump.
I'm not gonna force you to use a glitch to get a pickup.
What? No.
So this isn't
Super Zero mission?
Super Zero mission, hard mode.
That item was really dumb. But
Missile or the item in Super Zero mission?
The item in Super Zero mission.
I haven't beaten Super Zero mission.
Why not?
I got bored, I think. It's been a long time though. I also never finished Metroid. It got boring.
That I don't blame you for. It's bad. That's one of the few hacks that's actually I find very, very awful.
Find recovery better than Metroid?
Much.
Is it because you like Nestroid way better? Like you think Nestroid is better at being Nestroid than Super is?
Well, yes. But Metroid is made on the bait. The idea is make Nestroid playable by giving it super mechanics, and then he removes all the super mechanics.
Well, you disagree
and it
with
makes
the hack
it worse.
Disagree with the hack on a fundamental level.
I mean, it's basically like does the exact opposite of what the mission was. I think I saw a worm up here.
Oh, mistaken. You saw a bug and it skidded away.
I disagree. Bugs don't skitter.
What do they do?
They crawl. Phantom must
For
be
you
the
to
next
decide
room.
what it
It's a spooky ghost. Now you see, if you wanted to make a real room, the real challenge, you would turn those Hyru's into platforms, and then make people use a bunch in a row, jump across to get places.
Then that it's contrary to using enemies to progress. The times I make you use enemies are trippers, and I explicitly make them invincible. That you don't kill them to increase the enemy kill counter.
That's because you can't reset a room, because you can't go back. Toon.
Toon is so much easier than he was when I was a kid.
That's what happens when you play games. Sometimes they get easier.
The games just in general are easier when you have more experience. Like, I have a friend who it took him about 100 hours to beat Cuphead, and I beat the game in like 15 hours. That's because I've played a lot more games, and I've played like Mega Man a whole bunch, which is a lot like Cuphead. The experiences like that made me better.
Look at that amazing double.
Hey, you are doing pretty well in this fight. Taking much damage, even refilling your reserve tank.
Oh. Wow, okay, that was a fast close.
You find it kind of annoying that when he does the quick eye open, that he's only vulnerable on the actual eye instead of his entire body.
Well, you just gotta learn to aim.
I think it's hard when you only have 8 directions.
Dang it. Didn't get the super.
Blow has faith. So I had a little bit of ASM help with this room.
I could tell because this door would break the scrolling otherwise.
And I'm not going to let that happen. Also ASM so that it doesn't turn on. Because...
Now, why would you give this to the player here? I know we're going to Meridia next. Interesting. Interesting use of the mechanic there.
Gravity is a required upgrade.
Yes. But I would doing it if I did a hack like this, I would have done some rooms of Suitless Meridia first before getting player grab.
There's already Suitless Underwater and a bit of Criterion Wrecked Ship. I thought that was enough. People find it annoying already.
That's the point. That's why Gravity feels like such a great empowering item, because Underwater and Super sucks. And then you missed
another underwater upgrade in room 39. You missed some of the Suitless Underwater.
I disagree.
You poop because of it. Like the green visor on Gravity. It fits better with the palette, I think. So almost everyone misses the items in this room.
The last room?
I'm room 52.
Oh. That's because that room was not suspicious at all. Which is also a proper way to hide items, is by doing not suspicious. I am very much... fan of supers, of hiding things in suspicious spots and non-suspicious spots.
Beta testers wanted me to be consistent. There is at least some suspicion.
So, okay. Beta testers are good. They're great. You need them. If you're doing a hack, get beta testers. However, you shouldn't go by everything that they say.
That's why we made the compromise about the enemies.
Sometimes you just need to tell your beta testers to deal with it because this is how you want it. If I have beta testers complain about certain things in Fear whenever it gets set apart, they can stuff it. There's definitely some feedback I definitely want. However, if they complain about bosses being too hard, I don't care.
At what year do you think Fear beta testing will begin? 2030, 2031?
Ooh, what is it? Oh, no, it's just Spacer being Spacer. Wait, Bowser, don't you prefer Gravity Suit to be a purple haze around the Varia suit? But as far as beta is tested in Fear, that'll happen at some point, maybe.
Probably by the time you're in beta testing Fear, you'll have a job as an
Like
actual
after my
game
second heart
designer.
attack and I'm bedridden, by then maybe. I saw that. Okay, so is that intentional to allow the player to see that?
I mean, I noticed it and I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna stop that. Like, because it's like, this is a pretty significant area. It's like I want people to be able to find it if they're paying attention.
Wait, what? Oh, Spring Ball. Hello. 420 purple haze it. Okay. Okay, ED.
You just have to test your skills with the spring ball.
By using Spring Ball?
By just having some fun reflex puzzles. I like reflex.
I do like having reflex.
Wind is howling outside. Hopefully you can't hear it.
Ooh.
Actually, it sounded kind of like the wind. At least the way the wind sounds right now. Took you long enough to find that bomb log.
Well, you know. Really? Oh, it's a tube. I see how this works now.
You see why you need spring ball. At least you really want spring ball. I mean, you can do it without spring ball, but why would you?
Is that a mean trick to make you miss out on this missile?
It won't make you miss out on the missile. Just forces you to go around the teeny tiny bit. The only thing that would make you miss out on that missile is if you run out of missiles and you can't solve the reflex puzzles.
Oh, that's spikes. That's fish. Oh.
This is another one of the really big rooms. I think it's one of the biggest rooms in the game. It took me like a week or two to make. Like the super big rooms take a while,
Yes.
but you probably know that.
Very much.
They probably take even longer for you because you're using like more custom graphics and stuff.
Oh, agree.
So I did take some ideas from redesign with the background, the tiles in the background. It was a redesign thing I liked. So those tubes sticking up out of the ground was in like one room in redesign. I was like, hey, that's kind of cool. I'll use that in my hack. A big conflagration, a bunch of different things. Why are you gravity jumping here? Why don't you like using grapple?
Because this is quicker. Efficiency.
Yet you jump back down so you can kill a fish you don't even need to kill.
I need to kill it.
You don't.
It's a peace of mind. And it's a fish. So it reminds me of dope.
Do you have something against fish?
They're tasty.
That mean you have to kill every single one you come across?
I mean, it might.
I think that might be a problem. You might want to see a psychiatrist. So what if that changes from fish to humans?
Humans aren't tasty. Not that I know.
You don't know that.
But
I don't know that.
I'm pretty sure
Maybe.
humans aren't tasty.
And I would hope so.
Look, I just have a love dungeon. I don't have a taste dungeon. Oh, what is this shortcut? Wow, not even opening the door. Look at this.
That's because there's more enemies to kill.
What's the point of the shortcut if it doesn't let you get to the
That's
door
a
with
way
it?
down to that alcove. The only way you could get up through that is because you would high jump, or if you would Ivy Jade. But normally that's the way down into the alcove.
Oh.
It's also not the only alcove in this room. I like alcoves. I also like the word alcove.
Wow, there must be a lot of enemies in here. I still don't have the door open. Also, I meant to damage boost there.
You mean to damage boost there?
That was not a damage boost. That was bad.
If you meant to damage boost the previous time, why wouldn't you damage boost the next time?
You only need to do so much before you realize that you don't need to do it anymore. Except for fish. Besides, there might be items hiding. You can't tell me that. There isn't items.
I mean, I guess. But I think you killed all of the enemies in this room now.
Good.
No, you don't
I
have.
think I've killed all the enemies in every room.
You haven't picked up all the items.
They'll never know that when the video gets uploaded.
They'll see that you don't have 100%.
I have plenty of videos with 100% on the end. I will just grab. Ooh, I'll just grab one of those and.
Then will you be able to line up
Slice
the
it.
commentary? Well, also, people who have played this hack and know what 100% is will know that you've missed items.
Look. It'll be fine.
This is another giant room. I think this is a 6x5 room, or the other one was a 5x5.
Fish! Fish. Oh, what card? Hi.
What do you think are the odds that if they remade Super Metroid that the remake is better than Super?
0%.
Zero? Think it's
Absolute
literally impossible?
0. The reason being, they would try to modernize it. And that means ruining everything.
Modern does not necessarily mean bad.
When it comes to games, it does.
For examples.
The Metroid.
You're gonna say Zero Mission?
Zero Mission, yes. The Metroid 2 remake.
About AM2R.
AM2R is fine. The official
Kind
one.
of modernize it.
No. See, it modernized it, but it's also made by fans. Or a fan,
fans
and
don't
not
get any better.
someone trying to turn it into a soulless corporate cash grab hack garbage.
If I got a job at Nintendo and directed the Super Metroid remake.
You'd probably turn it into a half hack.
It's literally what it is.
Look, you see, that's another reason. They'd make Super Metroid, but it would be a half hack. every Every time I play one of your hacks, it always ends up with you sighing exasperated. I don't get it.
You're a character.
It's not a character. It's me.
I know, but it's like, you know the expression, like you're such a character. It seems over dramatized, especially a reaction to the reserve tank. I think is way over dramatized.
Look, reserve tanks ruined my childhood.
Ow!
They gave me cancer.
What? Doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. Of course, you get me sighing again because he acts like this all the time, especially when I'm commentating with him. Not sorry.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Speaking of over dramatized,
I'm not sorry.
you should be.
I'm sorry that I collected a second reserve tank.
I'm
Oh no.
very
the reserve
disappointed in
tank.
this right now. I'm telling you, it's dopey to fix this zero orb thing. Oh, power bombs.
You see your power bombs now.
Look, you see, people are getting free reserve tanks. This isn't how it's supposed to work.
Not a free reserve tank. You have to find that.
No, free, as in they're not having to donate for it. Oh, thank you, hemorrhoids, for at least the pity bits.
How much is 1 bit worth? 1 cent?
I think so. I don't actually know. Ooh.
No, because I don't get bits.
All right, you're dying.
Oh, I do have a job now, so theoretically I could donate to you.
After I make you sigh all the time.
Yes. I mean, you are probably the most influential YouTuber I've ever watched, because you're the one who got me into all this ROM hacking stuff.
I don't think influential is the correct word.
What do you mean? Honestly, you've made a massive difference in my life.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry.
Do you think you've negatively affected my life?
No. I would hope not.
I think you've positively affected it, because you've given me like a very good route to get really into game design stuff. It's like reinforced that that's what I want to do.
Oh. This is suspicious sample. Actually, ooh. What? This isn't suspicious? Okay. Should definitely hide something in Sand Falls if you use these pieces of junk.
I mean, I have hidden things in Sand Falls in this hack. Or at least one thing.
It's been a thing since Super Mario Bros. 3.
Not in the way you'd think.
So, chat peoples, for the YouTube video, I think I should add in an enemy killed counter.
Approve. So add in a Metroid nerd exasperated sigh counter. Actually do that. I want to see how many times I sigh. Maybe someone will do it in the comments if you don't do it, now that I've said it. Maybe someone will do it in chat.
You know, you got these spike pits.
Yes?
Why haven't you hidden it?
You're gonna tell me that it's a good place to hide an item?
See, this would be a great place to hide an item. Wow. That would be perfect.
It's mean though, especially the ones that you can barely see.
Mean. It's look, for people who want to get all the items, they jump into
And I
a
have
spike
very
pit
different
randomly.
definitions of fun.
at this.
Like, you find Metroid a lot more fun than I do.
I think I find Metroid a lot more fun than basically anyone on Earth.
So clearly we have very different definitions of fun. Well, I find Mega Man and Bass fun, so I also have a slightly different definition of fun than other people. Or maybe I just don't see as many flaws in Mega Man and Bass as a lot of people do.
People want to drop the bass.
Oh, it's saying that you have a spike attraction, but are you glad that it's not just spikes everywhere? That's where all the difficulty comes from.
Look, spikes are what make a quality hack. Everybody knows this by now.
I mean, there are spikes, so
There are,
it's officially allowed to be a quality hack because there are
it's officially
spikes.
allowed, yes. Suspicions!
Many people go through the door and only notice it when they're going through the door. So a lot of people don't get this, but they notice it.
Watch this be a reserve tank.
It's
Oh,
not.
it's a missile.
I remember. Oh yeah, I remember where I put the third reserve tank now.
Behind this wall.
That wall is room 67.
Wow, not even a secret door right there. What is this?
Turn to page 394.
Oh, hey, sure.
Also, I do agree that the GBA version of Mega Man and Bass isn't the best. It's not. Still doesn't make it a terrible game. And I'm pretty sure you're quoting that from what? Can't I remember his name? He's the same YouTuber I got the hit with a rock and lost all my upgrades gag from.
What? I don't know who that is.
Can't I remember his name? It's not the completionist. But yeah, some call me Johnny. Bowser. His review of Super Metroid, he was like, why does Samus just suddenly not have any of her upgrades from Metroid 2? And it shows an animation of Samus getting hit with an asteroid and all of her upgrades going away. So that's where I got the idea. The intro for the recovery. I hope I made a lot of people laugh with the intro. Frustrated with this occurrence, I had made my decision. Had to go back to 7.
Wow, Z-Factor thief.
I told you I took stuff from other hacks. Is that a problem?
No.
Let's see if you'll find the hidden item in this room.
It's in the sand pits.
I think you're the first person to actually call me out for using that being a Z-Factor thing. No one else has told me. He's like explicitly told me that.
I've played Z-Factor some more than...
No, you've played Z-Factor a lot. Hey, you found it.
Is this a reserve tank?
It's not a reserve tank. It's better than a reserve tank.
Oh, it's an actual real item.
Well, it's still hidden, even though if I tell him it's hidden, he still has to find it. Okay, he said Mega Man X9. I thought you were gonna say Mega Man 9. I was like, no, I don't like that. Give me Mega Man 9.
There's an Ever.
Actually, the Wily Castle and Mega Man 9. Have you played Mega Man 9, or have you only played Mega Man 1, where I co-commentated with you?
I've
You thought I
only
was
played
deceiving
one.
you the entire time.
Look, you were clearly not telling me all the information I needed.
One also needs to do a side counter from that stream. I'm sure I sighed a lot.
I don't know, you were muted through part of it.
Was?
Yeah. Remember?
Oh, it's been a while.
No. What? Why is suspicious block nothing?
Because other suspicious block is a thing.
That's not suspicious.
It's suspicious.
There's nothing suspicious with
But
that
you see
one.
it was suspicious.
There's nothing suspicious about that one. The big giant purple block in the middle of the sand is, hey, shoot me, I'm a missile. This is, oh, the sand got moved by water.
Isn't it at least suspicious that it's like, oh, hey, that looks like a perma-stuck location. That looks kind of suspicious.
No, because look, I've played enough hacks to know things that look like perma-stuck locations are probably perma-stucks.
Command 1 is not the hardest game. Honestly, it's really not that difficult.
not if you watch me play, it's pretty difficult. Oh, waving.
Command 9, at least the Twilight Castle, is harder, but for all the wrong reasons. Yes, there's also a lot of bad parts about Mega Man 2. The Metal Blade is completely unbalanced.
Metal Blade.
I'm making a video about. I haven't released it because I started doing the voice commentary for it, and then I just stopped recording, and I haven't got back to it. It is very good at getting stuff done. I have an entire list of projects that I want to finish by the end of the summer. I finished one of them, and that's releasing Pit of 100 Trials.
Well, as a Metroid hack, this is clearly more important.
You still enjoying it?
Yes.
It's not a half hack, so it doesn't automatically have that going against it.
Correct. So I do not trust these little goop falls. These are also good things to hide things in.
But hid something in one of them. Hid at one of the gates in one of those, which I found to be kind of mean. It was I think it was one of the last gates I found. I might have had to use a map.
That's suspicious.
Find a lot. Didn't find it suspicious in the previous room when there was that exact same tile pattern.
It's suspicious in this room.
Why is it not suspicious in the previous room?
Because of its placement. Die, worm.
It's probably one of
You
the
cannot
hardest. It's probably one of the hardest steps in the game. Yet, it's the right way. And that's one way to do it. Usually, a lot of people have trouble jumping out of the sand, so people won't be able to get it that way. Another way you can do it is grapple onto that grapple block, off of it, and then wall jump and morph into the other side. Or you can just IBJ from the sand using Spring Ball to help you. So almost to Dragon.
Oh, yeah, I am. Suspicions! Actually, what does this map say?
Man
There's
11
a
had a
U.
toy.
There's an N. There's a P that spells pun.
See that spot in room 52 where you missed the item?
No.
All the way on the left side?
No. I don't see
What is that gap?
That's map completion. Oh, yards.
Should be a good spot to use power bombs. So a good spot to use power bombs would have been right after you got power. Did you use power bombs in that room? Oh, you used power bombs to kill the things that everyone hates.
Yes.
Power bombs, I think, are useful, or at least hope they're being useful because they're pretty rare in this hack.
Power bombs are nice for certain enemies.
That's why I made there be a giant swarm of enemies right after you get power bombs, so that there's a spot for power bombs to be useful right after you get power bombs. It's boss time. Unless you keep jumping into spikes thinking there's items there.
You never know.
It gets your damage boosted.
It could be. Wow, you gave me grapple. And keep the turrets.
That a problem? You know what I find strange? Noticed this when I was doing Blue Star, but I'm pretty sure this happens in vanilla. That the sparks that go into your beam when you're holding a charge are the same color as your beam when you're facing left, but the same color as the power beam when you're facing right. You noticed that?
No.
See for yourself.
What sparks? I don't see sparks.
Sparks when you that go into the orb when you're holding a charge. The yellow here, but if you face left, they're purple.
Oh, those sparks. Yes, okay. I thought you were talking about the things, the turret shooting things. But yes, on the beam, yes, that is the thing. Should have been 1K rooms. I agree. Oh, ice beam.
1,000 rooms. I don't think even Mission Rescue has 1,000 rooms.
Look, you just have to try hard. Bubbles?
Think
Oh, darn.
there aren't that many bubbles. I'm sorry. There are bubbles. There is an amount of bubbles in this hack.
Suspicious.
It's a pretty easy way to make MST happy.
Bubbles? Unless you make the palette bad.
Kinds of hacks have bad bubble palettes.
Legacy.
You see,
It has purple bubbles. But the purple is bad. It's a bad purple.
All of the bubble palettes that you used in SLT good? Because you used a ton of palettes in that hack.
No. Those are... Have you seen those white bubbles? That's not a good palette.
I haven't played SLT actually.
Wow.
I've
you need to
seen
go fix it.
kind of torture that you put the people who play it through.
Look, nothing but quality. It's a little hacks.
You know, So Little Garden is pretty good. It's your highest rated hack. Also, you haven't released Angry So Little Dread. Main site.
Because it's a piece of crap. It doesn't work right, and
Then make it better.
I'm not spending the time to fix that. Also,
I mean,
because
you
I
have
can't.
plenty of time before you have to release Fear.
Yeah,
can-
I could be using
hack.
that time to actually, work on a hack that's not bad.
You can make could make ASLD less bad.
It's fine the way it is. This is clearly where the tunnel is. This is the tunnel! Look at the shadowing in the tiles there. That is clearly the tunnel.
Look at the other tiles and see which one is actually more suspicious. E?
What
Isn't
the
that more
heck is
suspicious?
that? No!
Not.
Because no one does dirt blocks like that.
That's why it's suspicious.
No, it's not.
Because who tiles that way? Who uses the corner tile without a stalactite underneath it?
For everybody?
Don't. Notice that is abnormal in my tiling. You've been paying attention. Taking way too much damage.
No, I'm not. It's fine.
Shadow. Successfully follow.
Oh,
You got a power bomb.
this is not a reserve tank.
Not made it to the final reserve tank. To the final energy tank. I've been told that my placement of the final energy tank is pretty convenient, although some streamers I've seen have successfully not found it.
Successfully not found it.
I don't know what term to use for that.
Wow, really? Just giving me plasma beam?
It's required, because I don't want low percent runners to have to fight Ridley without plasma.
They want to, that's why they're doing low percent.
You know how long that will take. I don't want to
yes.
do that.
Look, nerd. Low percent runners are weird, dumb. What is this?
They already have to fight Dragon with no beams.
You have ice. Well, you have plasma, or not plasma. You have the thing, wave beam, and spacer.
Yeah, but that's not required, so you can't use it in low percent. Only upgrades that you'll have when you go fight Dragon in low percent: Emulsion Bombs, Purge Beam, and Gravity Suit.
Do you even need gravity? I guess you do need to get out of Dragon's room. Oh, that's right. You have to collect it anyway because.
And is continuing all outside. Oh, ET, the room. Plasma becomes impossible if you don't have plasma, or if because I don't think you have enough energy to pseudo screw through all the pirates.
So, is there a save in this game?
What?
A save. You know, game saving mechanism.
Refuse to answer that question.
Goodness.
So I figured out why the wind is howling outside. It's because there's a thunderstorm coming through. You know, the point of the Pit of 100 Trials is to be a gauntlet.
Yeah,
Not supposed to be a...
you're supposed to give me like a breather room and the option to go all the way back out at that point.
The option to go all the way back out is dying. Die anywhere you start at the beginning. So if you don't die, you don't get to see my custom game over screen.
But if there's no save, I'm definitely not dying now.
I mean, if you wanted to see it, you could beat the hack and then come back and see my custom game over screen.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It's not a lot of work. Like my puzzling in this room where you have to with the enemies slightly differently because of the way they're placed.
It's something.
Do agree, it is a thing.
It's a thing, yes. What's this? Oh, now we're moving. I still have not come across the bubble, and we've been over 10 rooms in here.
About to find bubbles. It's not very many.
Why would you not use literally the best tile in the game?
Which bubble tile is the best in the game?
All of them. Oh, what is this?
Every bubble tile is better than every other tile.
Yes. It's kind of like infinity. There's multiple infinities, and some are greater than others. But they're all infinity.
Then...
Oh,
bubbles.
Wow. You threw in 5... Maybe I should put a bubble tile counter in. That's 5...
What?
There's technically 7 bubble tiles. Oh, hey, you added more.
Well, up to 3 counters. It's an enemies killed counter, a Metroid Node's exasperated sigh counter, and a bubble counter.
I approve the
MST
lag in this
doesn't...
room.
MST doesn't add that into the actual video, someone needs to add that into the comments.
Wow, that acid is falling literally to the core.
Or to the bottom of the room. Tiling errors? What tiling errors? Theoretically, there aren't any tiling errors, but there probably are still tiling errors. So tiling errors are subjective. Times. sometimes it's a tiling error, and sometimes it's a rational, conscious choice.
Let's
My
have this
bubble
cold
use-
chorizo.
My bubble use sufficient, or is it lacking?
There's some bubbles. That's about all I can say about that.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I don't have any incorrect slopes, Bowser. That's why we beta tested a whole bunch.
Were you expecting a bunch of slopes errors?
I mean, I fixed most of them before I even started beta testing. But I don't even remember if there were that many slope errors that people found in beta testing. Binox, you not heard my voice before? Or are you just pointing out that I'm also commentating?
Oh, hey, Binox. That's a door exit.
Gave you a shout out earlier in the
Oh, a
stream by
ninja pirate.
talking about how MST is, Ascent is one of the packs that MST rates 5 orbs. So shout outs to you for making a super good hack.
Yes, because I rated 5 orbs. It's definitely super good.
I mean, almost everyone rated it 5 orbs except like Jiffy. It's
Jiffy is wrong and bad. And British. He's got 3 things against him.
All British people necessarily bad?
Could be. Oh, screw tech. Nothing is bad. It's just a strike against him. That was an exasperated say. Why is the acid always falling? Why don't you have any rising acid? Give the player something to fight against. To go
The
fast.
devil and he will arrive, or whatever the saying is. But most people don't say the second part. The acid is falling to control your pacing through the room.
Yeah,
And if you miss your jump, you're still gonna fall into some acid.
I think you should just kill players. You need to be okay. With a hack like this, you need to be more aggressive toward killing players. It's supposed to be a challenge, right?
Is this not challenging at all?
It
Is the wreck
hasn't-
ship still the most
Look,
challenging
it
part?
got challenging in wreck ship for a little bit. The first couple of rooms. It's very much leveled off again. Like,
Hopefully the last
the
few
damage
rooms
I'm
will-
taking is basically because I'm wanting to take damage. Like I'm purposefully tanking hits.
Well, all of those hits
And
on
all
purpose?
these enemies are now tough, so they're all dropping big health.
That's also because they deal a lot more damage.
Yeah, but I'm full. Like I'm jumping in acid. Well, I have screw tech now too, so. But...
Wanted rising acid?
Oh, it's about time. Is it fast rising acid? No. But it is rising acid.
That's why I rated it veteran difficulty, Binox. Because if you're not the best, you're probably gonna have a hard time. I think I did submit this room for Room of the Month. I don't think I won with this room, but I did submit it. Because I think the only room I won with was the Tetris one, but I may be wrong.
Well, there's some rising acid at least. Not even rising acid. What is this?
This is the other room that was lifted from recovery. Recognize it?
So, not particular. No, not that one. And you know, giving the play, I would have put Screw Tech not as your bonus item, because that really makes basically everything other than acid or a bunch of spikes trivial. Oh, that's
Stay as you fall into more acid.
that's acceptable surprise. But still, like all these tough enemies, you already gave me plasma. I think it would be better served to have a split between you either choose to get plasma or you choose screw attack.
Might do that in hard mode. You should totally play hard mode when I release it.
Wow, okay.
Whenever I get around to making it. So you missed the energy tank in that room, but I guess you didn't need it because you already have full energy.
Energy is for the weak. I'm almost done!
Easy mode. Haven't seen room 99. Now you're seeing room 99. This is the room that everyone complains about.
Because acid?
Yes.
Well, they should just get good. I could also see people complain, hey, thank you for reflecting into the health, Dingleberry.
This is the room where I figured out that the things that the space pirates throw at you are boomerangs.
Yeah. Let's jump over here.
I would think the lag would make this room easier.
Lag is a feature. Look at that. All that health loss, and I'm still almost full health.
That's
Also, hey,
because I intentionally kept the pirates as giving good health because I wanted a good, decent refill before Ridley. Because of how much trouble people were having with room 99.
Whipped me. What a bag.
A fast Ridley fight.
Apparently his health does not scale, no.
I know how to do that.
Oh.
I don't know how to make Ridley's
Why
health
did
scale
you
with
have
how many
grapple
items you have.
blocks? Is that just
So that you don't have to wall jump if you don't want
Oh.
to.
Oh.
Even though wall jumping is still required to get out of Dragon's room.
Interesting. See, the hacks are just ended. Under trials, done. Now exploding things.
Had this idea for the beginning of the escape from the hack, like really early on in the hack. So it's not a 101st trial because there aren't any enemies, so there is no challenge to these games. Not making this hack as hard as Hoda.
I might play that someday.
Hoda? Luck. Good timer.
Is this literally just hold run?
It's a cool little escape sequence.
So,
The end of the hack.
what's with those super and power bomb blocks early on?
That's a feature you never had to use.
Is there an item up here?
No. At the little end of the game, do you think I'm gonna put an item in the last room
Maybe
of
it's
the
an
game?
Easter egg. Oh my
You
goodness.
missed the Easter egg.
No, I didn't. It's up here.
You did.
You're trying to confuse the matter now. You put a ledge up here, and apparently did nothing with it. Okay.
I really wanted to be done doing the level design of this hack, so I'm like, I didn't put much effort into this room. Is no space jump.
Interesting.
Don't know why the ship shakes like that, but it does.
Yes. I've had issues with this ship a lot.
Oh.
So, that was much better than Blue Star.
Or was it just as a hack in general?
It was fine. Not much
You and-
exploration-wise. But again, that's really not the focus of the hack. It's more combat-oriented. I do wish...
Do you think it succeeds at what it was trying to do?
Kind of. I wish it was harder.
That's
For-
what hard mode is for.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult for you because you're so experienced.
Yeah,
It's like, this is supposed to be challenging for like maybe regular veteran some like slightly veteran Metroid players. Hard mode is probably going to be like going to make it so it's hard for me to play even.
Yeah, which I would agree with. For newer players, this will probably be more challenging. They'll probably panic a lot more in acid rooms, rising acid rooms, and that generally tends to end people when they start panicking.
I had one. I watched one person stream and died in several rooms multiple times and had to go back while I was watching the stream.
So for me, and for players that are much better than me, this is very, very easy, very comfortable. Not bad, it's just easy.
So will you play hard mode?
I might. How changed up is it going to be, though?
I want to make significant enough level design changes that makes every room harder. I want to have more enemy variety in every room and harder enemy placement. Maybe some general ideas is like platforms missing, some things are turned into spikes. There's harder enemies that
acid, yes.
you find harder enemies earlier on, and there are harder varieties of enemies that I add myself. Get an extra level of difficulty. Like that. Also new vulnerability type stuff. Maybe it's like some weaknesses. Make you think more about the combat. Like in Recovery where I had the red pirates that take 5 missiles to kill, but they're weak to the ice beam.
Right. Yeah, I would like to see some pretty significant changes for hard mode. As is, so this is fine. As insert meme image here. It's not too much to it. It's not offensive. that's except for those reserve things.
You can't really avoid that with most hacks. The ones you make.
This, as is, actually would not be a bad hack for something like the Olympics to use. Like, this is super straightforward. No one's gonna get lost in this. So this would actually be kind of a fun, interesting race in the Olympics.
Oh. No, the streams usually end here, but I want you to reset the game.
You want me to die?
First, I want you to look at your save file.
Is it autosave?
Oh.
No.
Oh.
No.
Do you mean no?
So it saves your items, but not the progress.
Yes. Now you know what those super missile and power bomb blocks are for.
So, huh? These are just shortcuts.
Makes the return journey to where you were faster.
Because now I'm in room 11. Just waste the garbage. I should turn my suits off. I'm gonna go die, see what the custom end screen is here. Also, yes, I do want to do some other hacks here. Y-Brown or whatever. I saw YPX, which I'm not looking forward to.
You
was a
don't
museum.
like YPO at all.
IPR is trash. The best YPR is in Y Faster 2.
You enjoy Y Faster 2? I haven't played it.
I did like Y Faster 2. Y Faster 2 did, like, somewhat like you lifting rooms from other hacks. That one had more of a reason to it, but...
It's like, this was very sporadic in its lifting. It's like, if I felt like it. It was like, it was lifting from someone else's hack, it was lifting, like, a feature of a room.
And I do
Y
want to do
Factor
tempo
2 was...
opens too when it's finished. Well, at least she had clothes on. You died. Yes. I did.
Makes
do
more
that.
sense than it being vanilla.
I mean, yes. But no, I did like the hack. Not generally my favorite type of hack, but it wasn't really meant to be that. So that is fine.
Do you like the idea of the autosave feature?
Autosave is nice in a hack like this.
Well, Dave, the game over screen is a lot more than you'll see in other hacks. It's like the one title intro is not much, but it's more than other hacks do, I guess.
Yes, having the intro demo, a custom demo.
Mostly only
now that I beat the game, are there other demos that play?
No.
Is it? It's still just this one.
Yeah.
Also,
It's mostly because Smart's demo editor is finicky. So I was originally gonna do a lot more, but then I got super annoyed with the way it was working. So I just stopped trying because I'm like, this is really annoying. So I'm just gonna make one and call it a day.
You know something else? I just realized that you could do quite more with is the FX pointers. Like a lot of criteria, you could have rain, you could have fog. There's no flex glows.
I've never used flex glows.
I have a tutorial on that.
No.
It's very easy, and you should use it.
We use it in my third major hack. This is my second major hack. Oh. It's like there's the 5 symbols in this emblem for my Discord server, the Metcon's 9001st Hacking Division. And so you now understand what 3 of the symbols mean. One of them is a green arrow pointing upward, that's for recovery. One of them is a blue star, which means blue star, and another one is the word 100, the number 100 with the line under it, like the whatever the emoji is. Oh, and that's for Pit of 100 Trials. I just have 2 other hacks to mull over what they mean. That is my plan for my 5-hack world domination plan.
Achieve world domination through Super Metroid hacks. It's a good
4th and
plan.
5th hacks I'm gonna do in college, because I'm going to college soon. So I'm gonna have 4 years to do 2 hacks. One of them will be a mini hack. That's the computer one.
I can't
is a
do
mini
one
hack.
hack in 12 years.
It used smarts. The
Quality,
Shows.
ED, quality. There's a difference
And the-
between hacks and quality.
the computer is a mini hack, and then the pickaxe is the full hack, and that's gonna be like my magnum opus hack. I
He's
really
gonna
hope
make
you'll like it.
Minecraft.
Oh,
But no,
don't.
this
Never
was
played Minecraft, and I don't play it.
this was rather enjoyable for what it was. Too easy for my liking, but if you're working on a
That's
hard mode
because you're
anyway,
better than most people.
about average. But with that, I think I'll end the stream here. Thanks everyone for watching. Tomorrow it's another Mechos Olympics. It's the other zero mission randomizer. So that's being run at 1 tomorrow? Noon? What time is it? I don't know. It's noon 1 or 2, or it might be 2 EST. It's at some time tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, and then next weekend, if everything goes right, I will not be around at all. I'll be completely offline because I'll be
Going on vacation?
No. I'll be redoing my room next weekend if I get the stuff done. So I have to take everything out. This desk, my soon-to-be old bed. Get
This may be one
new
of the
stuff.
last times we see your current room on stream.
Yes, but the thing shows with no light. So, yeah. So if things go well, I will not be around next weekend. The week following, I have off work though, and I do plan on doing lots of streaming and stuff then. So, which should hopefully have my new setup and everything.
So why is the game that the stream is listed as playing Metroid 1 instead of Super?
I changed it to Super.
You did? Guess I haven't
Yeah.
refreshed the stream because I joined the stream as soon as it started, so I guess I haven't.
No, I changed it before I joined, but you know, it doesn't. Whatever.
Oh well.
Yep, whatever. Anyway. Good night, everybody. Send everyone on Twitch off to one of these people up here. And see you tomorrow, maybe.